Hi, my name is Amber Clooney and this is my fourth blog for Jerusalem.
How has the practical lesson impacted on the process and developed of the performance as a whole and your individual performance of character?
I didn't really do anything at the start of the lesson to help us into the character. We just kind of got on with our play, so we went straight into rehearsing so we could get everything done because we've not got long to do this. So I wouldn't say it's helped because I wouldn't say it's helped in loads amount, but I would say it helped with our rehearsing.
Describe the games and exercises used to warm up and why they were used.
Like I said, we didn't use any because we got straight on to rehearsing. So we literally got in, Sam told us what we were doing, which was rehearsing, and we had to do our tech idea. So we didn't do any warm-ups, but in our group we decided to just get on with we're blocking the first and second scene and then go into the third one.
Which explorative strategies did you use and did they help to develop your role? Example, still image, through thought tracking, hot seating, science alley, role play, forum theatre, creative writing, acting styles and technique exercises.
We didn't use it, so because I keep saying we only did our rehearsal, but I would say we used a bit of it's still image during our rehearsal because we'd pause the thing and go for another one. So that is technically still image. And naturalism, because obviously the play is based on naturalism. So, and we got bottles from in the room, and I brought some cigarette packages in, so we can use that and make it more naturalistic.
Describe the scenes you rehearsed. Describe the skills you used, facial expressions, gestures, voice, emotion, reaction.
I feel that I use my voice really loud because in my scene I have to shout and be angry, so I was a completely different character. I did laugh quite a bit because it was quite an awkward scene, so you do laugh, it's just you're childish, you do laugh, but I feel like I still stayed strong and build it up with Chris, because I was with Chris, so I used to build up the whole tension, and then I felt comfortable being with him, so that's what I used.
What ideas did you have?
Ideas? Well, because we've been working on so much on the first and second and third scene, I thought we need to get my scene done, and because it's only me and Chris is not in until the second half, I thought, why don't me and Chris go into the green room and do it ourselves, because it's only us two. So I thought, this is wasting time, just waiting for everyone to do what? They're not going to do anything. So I decided, while they block off or learn the lines or whatever they were doing, me and Chris would go and sort our scene out. So that's exactly what we did. We went into the green room, we sorted our scene out, we blocked off we would end the scene because we haven't got a marquee, so we ended the scene ourselves instead of waiting for the group to end it with us. So we ended the scene ourselves, and then we'd block that bit off again and keep practicing it.
How did you take risks and experiments today?
I would say I took the risk of the kissing scene. I didn't know if I should do the kissing scene or if I shouldn't. Not only because he's a member of my group, I thought it was awkward, but then I had the professionalism to do it. So me and Chris had a good discussion, not a long one because obviously we don't have time for that, but we decided not to. So I put my hand on his cheek and I kind of kissed my finger instead. So yeah.
How did you develop ideas as a group? Who took the lead? Were there any ideas of your own? How did you contribute to the development of the piece? Describe what you tried out in rehearsals.
I don't know. I guess it'd be me and Joe. We always do take the lead role, but only because a lot of people don't like to shout and think oh, they're being bitchy or they're being leaders. So I don't mind not shouting at people and yo, get on. So I kind of took the lead in that one, and me and Joe, like I took the lead in my part of it, and then Joe took the lead in his. And whilst I was watching his, I would like stop it and go, that doesn't look right. Like Lydia, she like walks around and doesn't act really manly, so I told her, look, when you say this part of the line, do this. And it did it, and it looks really good. Or if it didn't, I would be like, okay, try this. Instead of sitting down and talking about it, we literally got on with it. We don't have time to mess around.
What drama elements were developed? For example, plot, action, style, naturalism, epic drama, dramatic tension, or characterization?
I would say characterization, because we had to all work on our own characters, be a completely different person. I would say naturalism, because the play is completely over it all. So the whole play is about naturalism. I would say I don't know.
How did the plot develop? As in the plot of the story, how have you made it develop?
Oh, how have we made that plot develop? We've made it develop because we all sat, in the first lesson when we got the script, we all sat down and cut like each scene out. So I guess it would be I forgot what I was going to say now. Oh yeah, by Joe and Pearson and Forster, I think her name is, the two councils. They come in because we thought that was a really important scene because it shows that he's already losing the place, and then you go into the story and he's acting all cool and everything, and then they come back and they're like, look, you've only got till 9 o'clock to get yourself out. And I think that's where we started the story because we thought that was really important, and plus it added 2 more extra characters for us. We've got a really big group.
Describe the final product of the rehearsal. Step by step, what did you do and what did you see?
By the rehearsal. So when Sam told us what we were doing today, so basically just rehearsing, we all went down into Studio 1 and I went like, look, you get on with blocking the 2 scenes. And then Jodie said, why are we going to block these scenes? We've already done them. I said, we need to practice it all the way through, like constantly, non-stop. So that's what I said to do, and then Joe was like, yeah, let's do it. And then we blocked off another scene, which is scene 3. And then I thought, after break, I'll go over my scene with Chris, it's only yours too, and then I'll show them back. And I think about 11:30, we went into the theatre room, the cinema room, and we all showed it back. And we only could show the first, second and third scene because I didn't feel like that confident that we made a strong bond with me and Chris, so we didn't show it back.
How did you rehearse in a safe way today?
We all wore our blacks. We all used the environment really well. Like there were no running around, there was no messing around. I think we all knew we had to get our heads down because they were going to London the next week, and obviously we thought, look, we need to get this done. So that was really important. We used our spatial awareness really well. Like after we set out the scene, no one ran around and be childish. We all like, let's just nail this down. Even in the scene where Chantel has to get Lydia and like, run around with the wheelchair, she still made it quite professional and like looked at the spatial awareness and made sure she didn't run anyone over us. So that was good.
Your own strengths and weaknesses.
My strengths and weaknesses. My strength would be taking the lead of the group because I felt like we got a lot done that day, especially my scene. Another strength would probably be with me and Chris. I think we built a really good bond.
Characterisation.
Yeah, so the characterisation of it all. And I focused on my character, and I told Chris, I was like, look, this is what you do, because we had to go from what Joe does. And then I think a weakness was we're going over the same old scenes and we're not practicing another one, so we're like, all right, we'll go over 2 again. Well, we already know what we're doing in 2, we need to go over another scene, so I think that's a weakness of ours. I wouldn't say messing around because we did focus really well that day.
What from today are you going to keep for the performance?
Most of it we're going to keep from performance, but the only thing we cut out is when when Chantel says, "What, I only want one for the road," and then no one else was supposed to say anything, but we added in to make it more naturalistic, like we all added in as like a joke, like saying it all and laughing, so it made it more realistic as it was an all big ass group.
What needs to be changed or rejected from the ideas?
Changed. Our characters need to be changed. I think me and Leah are looking at changing our characters because Leah wasn't here last week and I did a really good Tanya and she's done a really good Dawn. So we're thinking about changing our characters because I already know her lines and she probably knows my lines. So if we change our characters, it won't be as good. It'll be better because I do a really good Chav impression and then she does a really good Mother and she wants to do the actual kissing scene where I didn't feel comfortable doing it.
Do you need any further research to help you understand and develop your character?
No, from my characteristic sheets, I think I've learned a lot about Dawn and how she acts and how she is, so I think I don't really need any more research.
What needs to be improved for the next week? 3 targets